In the headlines, Supreme Court dismisses suit seeking disqualification of Tinubu and Atiku from presidential contest. INEC presents certificates of return to Katsina State Governor-elect and State Assembly members-elect. Fire Service vows to end incidents of fire outbreaks in Bordeaux markets, pledges to establish more stations across the state. On the foreign scene, Equatorial Guinea confirms 13 Marburg cases after World Health Organization comment. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Nten Ekbang. And on the news in full, the Supreme Court on Thursday dismissed an appeal filed by a former Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, seeking to disqualify Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress (APC) and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) as presidential candidates of their political parties. The panel of justices on the matter held that the decision was based on the ground that it was status barred. A five-man panel led by Justice Inyang Okoro dismissed the suit and did not award cost against the former minister for withdrawing his case when informed that the case was filed outside the time prescribed by law. Nwajuba approached the court on the grounds that Bola Tinubu did not disclose the source of his 100 million naira with which he paid and obtained the domination and expression of interest form in contravention of Section 90, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act. He had asked the Supreme Court to cancel the processes that produced Tinubu and Atiku as candidates of their political parties. The former minister had lost at the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal, both in Abuja, on the same ground that his case lacked merit. The Governorship, National and State House of Assembly elections petition tribunal sitting in Bauchi on Thursday granted permission to the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, Sadiq Abubakar, to inspect materials used by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for March 18, 2023 governorship election. The order followed an ex parte motion filed by his counsel, Riwanu Jibrin. The plaintiff is seeking an order of manual and physical inspection of all materials used in the conduct of the governorship election in Bauchi and the printouts of the complete duly accredited voters in Bauchi state governorship election uploaded to the INEC portal through bimodal voter authentication system BVAS. The plaintiff also requested for the certified true copies of nomination form with affidavit support and academic qualification of the PDP candidates in the last governorship election in Bauchi State. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has presented certificates of return to Katsina State Governor-elect Dikko Umar Radda, his deputy, and 31 members-elect of the State House of Assembly. The certificate's presentation was held at the INEC headquarters in Katsina with the outgoing Governor Aminu Masari in attendance. Abdullah Yamadi reports.
The certificate presentation attracted families and supporters of the elected officials. Few minutes after the certificate's presentation, the governor-elect Dikko Umar Radda assured residents of Katsina State that his administration will focus attention on security of lives and property. Radda equally stressed his commitment to strengthen agriculture and support for small and medium enterprises to reduce restiveness among the teeming youth of the state. He also speaks on the Katsina State Development Plan initiated by the Masari administration.
It's very clear. We are going to face insecurity in the country. We are going to force other focus areas that we have, including public service reform, education, health, social care, MSME and local economy, IGR and land reforms. These are the major focus of our administration. Agriculture is one of the cardinal things that we are going to face, God's willing. We are going to see how we are integrating that development plan into our strategic policy so that we can have a smooth running in the government.
The Katsina State Development Plan is a working document that outlined specific areas of development, which include governance, economy, agriculture, health, education, as well as human capital development.
Yes, we have extended our hands of fellowship to all the opponents to come on decks and bring their ideas so that together we can build Katsina State of our dream.
Some Katsina residents here bear their minds on what they expect from the incoming administration.
We really expect many things from them. We expect them to address this issue of security. It is a major concern of the people here in Katsina State. And from what we have heard about the governor elect and what we have heard during his campaign promises, we have the honest belief that he will do something, especially concerning this issue of insecurity that is negatively affecting the state.
My expectation is that they are going to make a new Katsina State, and there is going to be a new reforms in all aspects, considering the fact that professionals are invited to put their input and give their input on the way forward so that Katsina State will progress.
Winners of assembly seats in Kankia, Kankara and Kurifi, earlier declared inconclusive, will emerge April 15 when INEC conducts supplementary election. Abdullahi Ismail Ahmadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And similarly, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Thursday presented certificates of return to Lagos State Governor-elect, his deputy, and members-elect for the State House of Assembly. The governor-elect enjoined all residents to be law-abiding by paying taxes that will be used for the development of the state. The report.
The day is seen as a day of joy and happiness for Lagos State as the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Olusegun Agbaje presents certificates of return to Governor-elect Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, Deputy Governor-elect Obafemi Hamzat, Speaker of the State House of Assembly Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa, and other members-elect of the House of Assembly at the INEC office in Yaba. The Governor-elect Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the youths should continue to hold them accountable as their leaders in the state.
I want you to continue to hold us accountable as your elected servants, as your servant leader in Lagos. We have made promises. Indeed, we have also delivered on so many of those promises. In the last few months, you've seen a lot of communications around what we've been able to modestly accomplish over the last almost 4 years now, in line with our team's agenda. Now, as we take the work to a new level of performance, we will complete all our ongoing projects that we've started, and will ensure that new ones are funded, they are prioritized, and they will be delivered. This is our solemn promise to you all.
The Resident Electoral Commissioner Olusegun Agbaje said the political class must change its do-or-die attitude to good conduct in politics, noting the culture of violence, malpractices, thuggery, vote buying and other forms of election vices must be done away with by political party leaders. The Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly Mudashiru Obasa, speaks on the outcome of the 2023 elections and its aftermath.
Confirm that he's going to perform very well, and we are sure that all the challenges facing Nigeria will be things of the past with him in office. We believe that he has the capability, he has the knowledge, and he has everything to deliver. So I have no doubt in my mind. It's just to assure Nigerians that the need for them to support the president-elect, to give him time. You know, Rome, as they say, is not built in a day. So we are very absolute that he's going to deliver and he's going to serve people of Nigeria perfectly.
The journey towards success of the governorship and State House of Assembly election in Lagos State was not completely smooth, as some desperate politicians used a negative utterances which overheated the political environment unnecessarily.
A former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Olisa Agbakoba, SAN, has condemned the idea of installing an interim government in the country, saying there is no constitutional provision for an interim government. In a statement released by senior media assistant Niyi Odumorayo in Lagos, Agbakoba said there will be a major setback if interim government is put in place, calling on all Nigerians to resist the idea. The lawyer said gravest consequences should be applied to those tinkering with a reasonable idea. Agbakoba is reacting to the recent claim by the Department of State Security, the DSS, that some political gladiators are yearning for an interim government in a bid to stall the installation of Bola Tinubu as president. The Controller General of Fire Service, Olola Jaji, has vowed to put an end to incidents of fire disasters in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. The fire controller stated this during a damage assessment visit in Borno State and to condole with victims of the recent incidents of Gamboro and Maiduguri Manda markets. Jaji said he has directed his men to embark on massive fire prevention campaigns across the state to enlighten traders and shop owners on the dangers of fire. He lauded the state government for responding swiftly when the inferno occurred and appealed to the Borno government to establish more fire stations across major markets in the state.
This kind of inferno is preventable. It's actually preventable if we take precaution on simple instruction to follow. But as a result of that, maybe carelessness or any other thing may happen, which I believe that my officers will be able to give the adequate reports.
We are doing our own. We are doing our best. Indeed, even this afternoon, we carried out a small sensitization exercise with those affected by the fire at the Gamboro market, that they should form and constitute themselves into a firefighting marshal within the market. And then the fire service will be coming from time to time to give them some bit of advice on prevention and control of fire before it gets out of service.
What happened in here, in the Monday market, we know that it is just a mere temporary eclipse. And we know that the sun of the market will rise also again. They have helped us immensely at the time of the occurrence of the fire incident. Despite the congestion of the market, they have tried their possible best to see that this fire has to be extinguished. But unfortunately, due to the divine say that it has escalated. So we really appreciate. And what the controller has said earlier, that he said that even the fire service are coming to the market. Toward on my assumption, they used to come to create awareness. They used to even share some pamphlets to the traders.
The National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA, has arrested a housewife, Rabi Musa, and a husband to her younger sister for possessing 4 kilograms of cannabis in Katsina. Commandant of the agency in the state, Mohammed Bashir, said this while briefing journalists on the statewide anti-drug war within the last 3 months. Abdullahi Ahmadi has details of that report.
God knows I was conscripted into this issue because when they brought the cannabis sativa, I resisted, but later I joined them in selling it to get commission out of the proceeds. Now I realize my mistakes and I promise never to indulge in anything like this again.
Worried about women involvement in drugs-related offenses, the NDLEA boss in Katsina advised parents to carefully scrutinize anyone seeking the hands of their daughters in marriages.
As we speak now, both Rabi Musa and Suleiman are facing prosecution. The case has already been filed to a charge to court. Apparently, they will be arraigned any moment from now. Our take here is parents should be aware of the kind of husbands or in-laws, prospective in-laws that they give their daughters to.
The command has also arrested 3 suspects in connection with a stolen vehicle intercepted in Katsina Metro Police.
Further investigation actually reveals some documents we found inside the vehicle revealed actually the owner of the vehicle. So we actually tried to get in touch with them, and we found that the case has already been reported to the police in Jos, and they're actually working on it. So we are running out our own preliminary investigation now. By end of today, probably tomorrow, we'll be able to, with the case file and our investigation, be able to hand over to the police.
The suspects, identified as Nasiru Shehu Awal Abdullahi and Felix Ajayi confessed to have stolen the vehicle from Jos in Plateau State, heading to the neighboring Niger Republic. Both of us here are mechanic, panel beater, and an electrician. We conspired to steal this vehicle only to get what to eat, in addition to devil's influence. This is the first and the last time, I promise. The command had intercepted another stolen vehicle along Katsina Molonfashi Road 2 months ago and found some ammunition in the process. While the suspects were handed over to the police for further investigation and prosecution, NDLEA urges parents to take full responsibility of their children to avoid falling victims of drug dealers. Abdullahi Ismail Ahmadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
You're watching News Update on Trust Television. Coming up after the break. Why 76-year-old retiree insists on riding bicycle? Stay with us for that and more.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching News Update on Trust Television, a recap of our top stories. Supreme Court dismisses suit seeking to disqualify Tinubu and Atiku from presidential contests. And INEC presents certificates of return to Katsina State Governor-elect and State Assembly members-elect. So other stories, now traders and business owners have been told to fear Allah and not increase prices as Muslim faithful continue to observe the Ramadan fast. Zainab Kari, who visits markets in Abuja, reports that prices of goods are still high even where special discounts is offered. The report.
Faithful during the month of Ramadan abstain from eating and drinking from sunrise to sunset. Traders take advantage of the special months to sell goods at relatively higher prices, owing to increased demand during the month. This mini market at the National Mosque in Abuja, where varieties of items are sold, records patronage during the month Ramadan, but customers are quick to counsel traders not to exploit the situation but should make their goods affordable instead.
Some items that, we sat with our people and I think we should just bring the prices down. And there are some that no matter how you try, you have to keep up. You have to just maintain how the price is because of the situation of the country and how the naira and everything here. We buy everything in foreign currencies. So no matter what, you have to adjust it.
Aside Ramadan, every Muslim, every trader should always consider one thing: the plight of others. We should take it as paramount. So for us to be in the holy month of Ramadan, we should be considerate and know that the masses are not as buoyant as they used to be. So whatever you want to sell, sell for Allah's sake and not for profit. If you are destined to make money and if you are destined to make profit, you will definitely make it.
Goods sellers in the Federal Capital Territory also attributed the high prices of goods to the rise in foreign exchange, adding that importing most of the goods is dependent on dollar rates at parallel market.
Prices this time around is higher. So, normally because of exchange issue, some of the products we bring here, we're importing it. Some of them are locally made. So from the imported ones, we experience exchange rates. So definitely the price is different. This year's price is higher.
This inflation of prices from the source is not from we that do wholesale or retails, from the source. So when the source see that we that are retails or wholesale, we come to them much more, we demand more. So they inflate their price too. So at least we that are selling too, we know it's Ramadan, we try to moderate the price no matter what.
The price is lower now in pertaining dates, but for perfumes actually they have increased. Because perfumes now, the one that we normally used to sell like 5,000, now they are up to 8,000, 9,000, some even up to 10,000.
Month of Ramadan is the 9th in Islamic calendar, and it is usually time for spiritual dedication and sober reflections on the welfare of the ordinary man. Residents called on government and good sellers to be God-fearing, especially at this very point in time. Zainab Karaye, Trust TV News, Abuja.
A Bauchi-based septuagenarian and entomologist, Dr. Sani Waziri, has told Trust TV why he chose the humble path of using a bicycle for his daily shuttles, despite having access to a better life. The 76-year-old who resides at Ongwan Malam Goje within the Bauchi metropolis attributes his decision partly to the leadership challenges in the country. For more, let's join Adamu Imam in this report.
Dr. Sani Waziri, a human rights fighter and agricultural scientist, agreed to maintain a simple life in his local neighborhood despite serving the country for over 3 decades and retiring as a director in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. He faulted the way and manner the country is being governed, explaining that unless Nigeria is changed for the better, things might get worse for Nigerians.
At that time, the civil service, they enjoy every benefits. But now, even the salary is not paid according to the schedule. Your emoluments is not being paid. That is pension and other things, like gratuity and so on, is not paid. So the retirees, the civil servant, they are under graduates.
According to Dr. Waziri, he has 4 wives and 12 children that can take care of him, but says the pitiful nature of the lives of average Nigerians caused by bad governance had made him decide to remain humble.
One country, if you are not a bourgeois, you are not playing boy, they will still say you are poor. Even if today I say I don't want my gratuity, my everything, my children can feed me and clothe me, and they can buy me a car, either Mercedes, any car I want, one of my children will buy for me.
While noting that he spent over 10 years without a headache, regardless of his age, Dr. Waziri emphasized that riding bicycle is the secret of his good health.
Ride keke is simpler, it will give you health. If you continue riding keke, I think you will not be sick, except Mura and so on. But really sick, never.
Waziri advises Nigerians to always render selfless services and focus on issues that will uplift Nigerians and Nigeria as a whole. Adame Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
And for some business news now, the Debt Management Office, the DMO, has stated that Nigeria's debt profile is 46.25 trillion naira or $103.1 billion as at December 31st last year. In a statement on Thursday, the DMO said there was an increase of over 7 trillion naira from what the country owed in 2021. The statement said total public debt stock consisting of the domestic and external debt stocks of the federal government of Nigeria and the 36 state government was at 46.25 trillion naira or $103.1 billion. The comparative figure for December 31, 2021 is 39.5 trillion naira or $95.77 billion. The DMO said total domestic debt stock was 27.55 trillion naira, while total external debt stock was 18.7 trillion. He stated that the reasons for the increase in the total public debt stock were new borrowings by the federal government and state governments primarily to fund budget deficits and execute projects. It, however, said the ongoing efforts by the government to increase revenues from oil and non-oil sources through initiatives such as the Finance Act and the Strategic Revenue Mobilization Initiative are expected to support debt sustainability. On the foreign scene, Equatorial Guinea has confirmed 13 cases of Marburg disease since the beginning of the epidemic, its health officials said on Wednesday after the head of the World Health Organization, WHO, urged the Central African country's government to report new cases officially. 9 people have died while 1 patient has recovered since the beginning of the epidemic, Equatorial Guinea's health ministry said on Twitter, adding that 825 contacts have been traced. The country confirmed its first ever outbreak of the disease in February, according to WHO, which last week had reported 9 laboratory confirmed cases and put the total number of deaths and probable cases at 20 each. There's also an outbreak of Marburg disease in Tanzania, where 8 cases, including 5 deaths, have been reported in the northwest Kagera region, the WHO said. WHO said it was working with local authorities and vaccine manufacturers to set up trials in the affected countries. And for some sport news now, Super Eagles head coach Jose Peseiro has reportedly been paid $210,000 from the salary owed him by the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF). Peseiro, according to report, was previously owed 10 months' salary of $700,000 by the NFF. There were reports the Portuguese was ready to walk away from the job last year but was persuaded by top officials of the federation to stay on. The 62-year-old was contracted by the NFF in May 2022 and never received the time until now. Now, Peseiro refused to speak about his salary situation following the Super Eagles' defeat to Guinea-Bissau last week Friday. The Super Eagles have struggled under his tutelage, which has prompted many to call for his sack. The 3-time African champions will next face the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone in a 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifying fixture in June. And with that, we've come to the end of news update this hour on Trust Television. For more, do hook up with us across all our social media handles. I am Nten Ekpang. Many thanks for watching. Bye-bye.